at the Golden One Center in downtown Sacramento. Tonight, it's the Sacramento Kings taking on the Houston Rockets. Opening tip belongs to the Kings, and they'll have it first to start the fourth as well. We're underway in Sacramento. Down low, Cauley Stein powers it through. So far, so good.
Didn't take long to get this crowd on their feet, and one of the most undervalued things in sports, the 13th man, the fans. If they get you going in the game, they can help you sustain that energy.
Harden tosses, throws it down off the alley-oop pass.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
It's Sacramento ball to Harrison Barnes. A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it.
Pick up that sense of urgency. Here's a chance to break the tie.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Oh, that's how it's done.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
Fox picked up by Paul. There's the toss. Paul across the timeline. Leads three. Cashes in for two.
Threes and layups. That's what the Rockets do. They're not a
Hield. Matched up with Harden. To Fox. And look out. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
Paul to Harden. Here's a chance from long range, and James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Harden, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
And now Houston has the basketball. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul to Harden. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. To Hield. Here's the step back.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Hart with the basketball. 12-6 our score. Nothing going here on that drive. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
James Harden trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. Harden hits the free throw. It's a three-point play. The Rockets extend their lead. Sacramento ball. Fox against Chris Paul. Probing the defense. De'Aaron Fox. The Kings now with 4 to shoot. Has a chance.
That's a good run right here to end the first quarter to open up that lead. If you're the coach of this team, you have to like the effort your guys are giving.
De'Aaron Fox. Kenneth Faried sends it away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Paul with it up top. The lead is 11. Right down the lane, but the shot won't go. Brewer here against Harden. To the rim, lays it up and in.
I'm telling you right now, with moves like that, scoring is not going to be an issue tonight.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. To Harden. The drive, right to the basket. Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for. Straight on three, at the buzzer. First quarter in the books with the Rockets in front. Paul to P.J. Tucker. Takes stock of the floor to Rivers. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Paul. Chris Paul is going to get 3 shots here. A career 86% from the line. First one goes down.
Good shot.
Second and 3 is good. Hits all 3 free throws. To Harrison Barnes. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Paul into the front court. His team on top by 8. To Rivers.
Credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Yes, and a foul. Hell of a chance at a 3-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw good to finish off the 3-point play. It's back to a 5-point game. Now Paul with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Nothing going here on that drive. Driving right to the basket. Ooh, Chris Paul. 2 of 4 now.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Screen coming to Barnes. Bagley. Fires the 3. Tucker with the rebound. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
To Bagley. Buddy Hield to Bagley. Trying to cash in, knocks it down. Off the step back.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Paul across the timeline. Up 5. Gerald Green to Paul. Gerald Green to Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. 3 for 6 now.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
The Kings will use a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Changes coming from both sides right now. Knocked loose. Fox matched up with Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. 4 out of 7.
Who's controlling the paint? The offense is controlling the paint right now. The defense needs to do a better job of making it more uncomfortable for those easy lays.
Here comes the screen. To Hield. To Bagley. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
It's Rockets ball. Harden. Has a chance, and he hits.
These breakdowns happen because the team lacks communication. You have to point towards your man, keep that butt towards the baseline, and make sure you communicate through every screen.
To P.J. Tucker. Capella. To P.J. Tucker. Paul. Harden. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that.
Down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Rockets have the ball. Stuffs it down with authority.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs a guard on the next play down the court.
Oh, whistle.
Just a tic-tac foul.
That misses with a second to go. First half in the books. The Rockets with the lead.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one.
The Rockets have a comfortable lead at the halfway mark. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Houston Rockets. The Kings. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Sacramento Kings.
Game
track. 3-point shooting.
The Houston Rockets have earned the green light to continue to shoot from long range in the second half. Their percentage from deep has been so impressive, and it's a big reason for their halftime lead.
Player of the half.
Chris Paul has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Houston takes over. Harden to P.J. Tucker. Corralled by Cauley Stein. Fox into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. Barnes takes on Eric Gordon. De'Aaron Fox can't connect.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Paul into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Buddy Hield to Barnes. Harrison Barnes. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Here comes the screen. Paul. Shot won't go.
This team is collectively beating off their negative energy so far in the second half. Everybody is mad. Everybody is frustrated. Nobody's decided to take the torch and say, hey, look, follow my lead.
Houston with the basketball. Harden. The drive right to the basket. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up. Eric Gordon at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good. Gives him a 2-point lead. Fox with it. Looking to make something happen. To Hield. Clint Capella with a piece. That'll get out. Last touch by Capella. De'Aaron Fox. 5 on the shot clock for Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox creates the space to bury the 3 on the step back.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Here comes the screen. Harden to P.J. Tucker. Layup goes down. Well done. Paul to Harden. Has a look. James Harden now 4 for 9.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some fake traps, some fake schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally reacting?
Nice finish at the rim.
You see, here's why versatility is so imperative for your offensive repertoire. If you're a one-trick pony as a defender, I know exactly how to defend you because you only do one thing. But if you have versatility, then the coach can put you in multiple looks within the offense, and then you can get it any way you want it.
Barnes to Fox. Reset here. Let's see what they do. Barnes, too risky. Harrison Barnes wide open. Drills it.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Paul. That won't go. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Here comes the screen. Now a steal as the Rockets have it. Knocked loose. Healed against Chris Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
The Kings have the basketball as we begin the 4th quarter. Partner, you and I were just shaking our heads during this quarter break. We can't believe how good a game this has been.
And we've seen this so many times with the teams that are the most talented on paper. This shouldn't even be a game. But sometimes an underdog, they rise to the challenge. And they've really hung in there all the way in these 3 quarters.
Off the mark. Well contested. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Paul to Capella. Shot from the lane won't go. Into the front court. It's Fox. Leads 4. Bogdanovich here against P.J. Tucker. From long range, well defended.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Cash in. Harden shot, no good. He shoots, off the mark. It's the Kings now with the ball. De'Aaron Fox to Bagley. Gets it in the left corner. Baseline drive. To Fox. Has a chance. Shot by Fox, no good. Gordon with it. His guys trail now by 4. And the Kings secure the rebound. Fox across the timeline. He'll run the offense. The Kings now with 4 to shoot. De'Aaron Fox. Oh, bad pass as the Rockets come away with it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
And hits the first free throw.
Sacramento. Into the game for the Rockets. Number 35, Kenneth Reed.
Kings have the basketball. Fox picked up by Paul. Surveys the floor. Scores from the post.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Harden in possession. Down 4. To Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. Harden. Good for 3.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Bagley to Fox. Rockets have it. Harden buries it on the catch and shoot.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough 2 rather than an easy 3.
Defense making the ball carrier work. Curling inside. Fox to the basket, but a shot stays out. Paul with it up top. Leads a bucket. The pass taken away by the Kings.
From a guy who's been there before, tomorrow morning you'll wake up and you would have wished this was a bad dream. But in reality, all you could do is knock the cobwebs off and he sent that one to the 3rd row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Harrison Barnes, very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
To Harden. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Harden. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Look, the Rockets don't take too many mid-range jumpers. Actually, last season, they led the league in three-point attempts. Glad to see them actually find a two-point shot relevant these days.
De'Aaron Fox to Bagley. Screen coming. Fires the 3, hits it, and the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
If you're the defender, you can't keep your hand outwards in the pocket of the shooter. The offensive player recognized that. He raked his arms into yours on his way up to take the shot. That's a foul every time.
Buddy Hield with a chance at a 4-point play. A career 86% from the line. Can convert the free throw. 3-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Clint Capella trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 48% free throw shooter. Free throw's good. He completes the three-point play. And this game is tied. Now a whistle, and it's going to be a timeout for Sacramento as they dig into their bag of tricks, trying to draw up the game winner. Desperation shot for the win. Time expires. We have a tie ball game. And we're underway here in the extra period. De'Aaron Fox to Harrison Barnes. Harden in possession. Looking to make something happen. From the outside, no good. To Barnes. Buddy Hield to Fox.
Considering the score.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. To Fareed. Capella to Paul. Here comes the screen. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Paul. Not going down here.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Fox picked up by Paul. Here comes the screen. It goes down.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Paul into the front court, trailing by 4. To Harden. Paul. 4-3. And he buries it. Jay upping the ante from beyond the arc.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
Barnes. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket. Nothing going here on that drive. Probing the defense. Down low, Capella. And finishes strong.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Fox into the front court. Leads 1. Screen coming. Buddy Hield. count the basket. 2 more points in the paint. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same wavelength here in this fourth quarter of play.
If you would like to participate in an upcoming event, you can register at our team website for more details.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Paul. Gordon on the drive, but he can't get it to go. Fox with it. Leads just a point to Hield. Down low, Cauley Stein. Count it.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. The pass stolen by Sacramento. Fox guarded by Clint Capella. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Three-point play. For his career, 72%. Free throw good as he completes the three-point play. The lead is up to 6. Paul to Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc with James Harden, muscle memory. Gets it to go.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Now Paul with the basketball. Down 3. Free throws coming up.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Chris Paul has got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. First free throw is good. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Kings with the ball. Sizing up the defense. He wants to deliver. De'Aaron Fox. Oh, he couldn't get it. Paul. Textbook defense. Now they get the intentional foul. He's going to have to earn it at the line. 2 huge free throws in a 1-point game. Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston. They're going to have to draw something up for an open look at a 3. A three for double OT. It's the Kings who get the victory. They had to go to overtime, but they come out with the 3-point victory. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Kings clocked some overtime for today's win. It was impressive to watch them battle fatigue on their way to a positive result. In the end, their perseverance was rewarded in a grueling game. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Sacramento Kings. The Rockets lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. The number of threes they scored was astounding, but as we all know, the most important total is not the number of threes. It's the total number of points on the board, and they didn't have enough of them.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Willie Cauley-Stein seemed to think he could only score points with dunks in this game. Again and again, he kept throwing them down, and it was just astonishing. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.